Hey, what's up everyone? This is Pike here. Welcome back to my channel. And today I just wanted to do a video to check in. It has been a year since I've been debt free, and I kind of just wanted to get on and just, kind of give a update on how my year has been and like how the first year of being debt free has went, and just kind of, be honest and vulnerable with you guys and kind of just explain the process, because you guys hear a lot of when people become debt free, and then you hear some stories about how they're doing it after they're debt free, and I figured it would be good to do my 1 year anniversary to kind of share with you guys kind of the process and how things are going since I am debt free. So first of all, I can tell you this. So it didn't really sink into me that I was debt free until about, I want to say maybe like 2 or 3 months after I became debt free. It took a while, like it took a couple of months or a couple of cycles for it to really sink in, like, wow, I don't have this debt and I don't have to, apply this money towards that. So that took a few months for it to sink in, but I can tell you, like, once it sunk in, like, it felt really good. Not to take away from the moment of when I first became debt free, but for me, like, it's kind of weird, because when you buy something and you get something back, like you kind of get something physical, whether you buy like a new computer, you buy a car, or whatever you buy, you get something physical there. It's like something tangible that you can touch and feel. And when I paid off my debt, like, there wasn't anything there. Like, okay, I don't have to give money, or this money doesn't have to come out of my account each month, which is cool. But you still have that, for me, you still have that worry of like, okay, so now, money isn't, going towards debt. I'm not having to pay towards debt, but that's still that worry of like, okay, I still have to bring in income. Like, things don't change, like, as far as, having to work, and like, you don't have that pressure though of having the debt like over your head or went over your head, and you don't have that pressure of having to pay that each month, but you still have to bring in income. So I guess it's a different kind of pressure. But once it sunk in, like, it felt good to not having to, pay debt. But like, a lot of my money still went towards saving and went towards investing, which is good, because that money's not going to waste and my money's working for me now instead of against me. Another thing that, kind of stood out and that was kind of difficult for me and I had to adjust was like, you get used to, having a certain lifestyle, and, things are restricted, and you have a goal when you're paying off your debt. So all your energy and all your focus is going towards paying off your debt. Like, your money is accounted for when you're in debt each month, so you know where it's going. Like, you have to pay this loan, you have to pay your credit card, you have to pay this card note. Like, that money is accustomed. But once you got out of debt, like, it's like, oh, like, I should save or I should invest, but it's not mandatory. Like, I don't get penalized if I don't do this or I don't invest. So that was something that I had to, work on, and, kind of talk to myself and set some new goals ahead of myself to hold myself accountable. And I'm just being honest with you. Like, at first it was kind of difficult, because I've went so many years where all my money's going towards debt, and like, you have this extra money coming in and you're like, oh, like, I can take extra trips, I can buy these nice shoes, I can, maybe I should go buy something big. Like, those voices come, like, those thoughts come in your head. You're like, some of those bad habits start to creep back, or some of those bad thoughts start to creep back. So you just have to be, I sensed that, and I learned from me, like, I had to set another goal, like a crazy big goal, or I just had to have goals in general with where my money was going, and goals that I knew that would stick. I couldn't just say, oh, I'm going to invest, 15 to 20% of my money this month. I'm going to save, 20 to 30% of my money. Like, I couldn't just set goals like that. I had to create goals, and I had to put purpose around those goals to make sure that I stick. So that's just kind of, that's been the biggest struggle for me. And you know, you may be watching like, oh, but you're out of debt, and like, you know, I get it. Yeah, I'm out of debt, but like, still, like, you gotta have something there, because the thing is, like, you have this crazy goal, and you know, whether it takes you a year, whether it takes you 2 years, or it takes you 3 years to get your debt paid off and get out of debt, like, it's almost a help to you because you're so focused on that debt. And then all of a sudden one day, like, there is no big goal that you're chasing, there's no big thing that you're chasing. So for me, that would be my advice, is, you know, as soon as you get out of debt, then start focusing on, or start ahead of time, like, what is the next goal that we're going to hit? Like, what is the next goal that you're going to chase? And you know, whether it's like, you know, attacking your house next, or you know, it's to save up to buy a house, you know. So whatever goals you have in place, just make sure that you have those goals in place. But you know, that's kind of the journey of, you know, how things are going since, you know, on my debt side of thing. And now I have a pretty decent structure. I'm not gonna lie, like, I did have some months where I slipped up, where, you know, I bought shoes or I bought clothes where, you know, I probably could have been investing that money. Even though I was still investing and saving each month, I did go out and I did have fun, and I did splurge, and we took a nice trip to Italy as well, which was great. So we took some vacations, and you know, I think it's good to, you know, enjoy, you know, the money, because it was a really difficult, well, it was a kind of a change year for me, because, you know, I paid off my debt, but at the same time, like, I'm making the most money I've ever made in my career since I've started my business and went off on my own, that I still I didn't want to lose sight of, and I didn't want to lose that mindset that I had developed when I was going through and paying off my debt, and making sure that I didn't lose that discipline. So for me, like, I had to, even though, you know, I was making a certain amount of income, like, I still, you know, eventually, like, I put myself on a certain monthly salary, and, you know, the rest goes back into my business. And I put myself, like, I'm an employee, like, I'm working for someone, working for myself, but I had to put those guardrails in place, because I didn't want to just have, you know, I didn't want to, you know, go into the curse where my income increased, so my lifestyle increased. I have a pretty good, you know, range, or I have a pretty good area of where I'm comfortable, and I live a pretty good life, and I wanted to make sure that I stayed within that area of comfort where I was at, and I didn't continue to step outside of my zone, or, you know, get into a process where I got comfortable living with a certain lifestyle. I'm not saying, like, don't have those aspirations and stuff like that, but for me, the main thing is, like, you know, I have to have a happy medium where I can enjoy life, but I also have to have a medium to where I'm helping to invest, and I'm helping to, you know, grow my money, and I'm helping to build a, you know, a good future for myself and a future for my family, because that was the main reason why I got into debt. So I wanted to make sure that I continued to live on that path. But that's just kind of like, you know, wanted to be very transparent with you all, and kind of let you guys know, like, where things are since I've been out of debt. And like, I haven't really seen a lot of videos where people talk about, like, what that process is and, like, what happened. So you know, I just wanted to give you guys just kind of like what it's like on the other side once you get debt free. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm not complaining, and like, I don't regret anything, and like, I'm not ungrateful that I am debt free. But again, I still want to be honest with, like, you know, it's, if you don't have a plan in place, like, you could easily slip back into being in debt if you don't have, you know, good boundaries and good goals and stuff that you're chasing after, because it's such an emotional and such intense goal. But anyway, I just wanted to check in with you guys and give you guys an update. Other than that, like, business is going good, life is going good. So I just wanted to give you guys just a quick update of how things were a year later since I'm debt free, and how things are on the other side of not having crazy massive amounts of debt. Or anyway, so if you guys enjoyed this video, leave a comment below. And if you guys have, you know, if you're close to paying off your debt, if you paid off your debt, I'm curious to see, like, what are your thoughts, and like, what are some things that you've experienced as well since you became debt free, or what are some concerns if you're currently paying off your debt, like what are some concerns or some more questions that you want me to elaborate on, or you want me to touch more on about my first year of being debt free. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all on the next video. Have a good one.